Now inviting His Holiness Living Buddha Lian to transmit Buddha Dharma.
我们首先敬礼了明和尚。
First, let's pay homage to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming, to Master Sakya Tsang Kong, to His Eminence Dharma, the 16th Dharma King Karmapa and Master Dupten Tarji. Homage to the main deity of Homa, Om Pecha Padma Hom. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. Simu, all masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma assistants, temple directors, all disciples present here and over the webcast, and our honorable guests today, the Senator of the DPP Party of the Nantou County, Mr. Li, and the Councilwoman of the Nantou County, Ms. Xu Zhuang, and the City Mayor of Nantou, Ms. Xu, and the famous TV personality, Mr. Tai Ziyuan. Mr. and Mrs. Zhu, and the President of the Lotus Light Charitable Organization Taiwan Chapter, Mr. Wu, and the Abbot of the Sakya Temple in Taichung, and the producer of the Illuminating Your Heart TV program, Ms. Rebecca Su, and the producers of the TV programs of His Holiness for the Platform Sutra and the Tantrayana, Master Lian Yu and Ms. Pei Jun. Good afternoon. How do you do? Today is the Chinese New Year, and at the Taiwan Leizang Temple, we have many people here, lots of people, and we had traffic jam on the way here, and we couldn't go up here to the temple. We got stuck on the road, so we got delayed. So when you go home later today, please be careful in driving. That cars will park everywhere they could. And in the daylight, you can see, but at night time, you may not be able to see. So please be very careful. And be careful driving. Don't drive into rocks or trees or other cars. So just give ways to each other and please put safety as a priority. So now it's already 4:30 and so I should teach about the 4 great Dharma practices of Padmasambhava for the purification, blessing, harmony, and subjugation. And then the Dharma practice to shake the money tree and also to open the crown chakra. Maybe it's best to have Master Lian to talk about them, because any Dharma practice would take 1 hour to talk. And then we still have to talk about Hevajra. Amitabha. So we can only transmit the sound through the space and use the swiftest way to introduce, to cover all these Dharma practices. Just brief introduction. Like the Dharma practice to shake the money tree. So this is the money tree. Very simple. You need to visualize that the tree and the branches are made of gold, and the leaves are made of jewels. So the leaves on the money tree are all money. So the mantra that we often chant, Om Mani Padme Hum, sounds like Om Mani coming home. So visualize Guru Padmasambhava to bless the money tree, and the whole tree is shaking and all the leaves are falling to the ground. And then you visualize yourself collect all the money into your cloth bag and then bring the money back home. So the wealth deity is invited back home. So it's very simple, this practice. So that's the introduction for shaking the money tree. Now I would like to introduce the Dharma practice to open the crown. So in this practice, you place your consciousness within your heart. And in this practice, you need to use the treasure vase energy until it's robust, and you use the energy to push the consciousness through the central channel to the crown, which is the crown chakra, which is about 8 finger width from the hairline, 8 finger width. There is a hole there that's called the tip of the crown. And then you use the treasure vase energy to push the consciousness through the central channel to push this tip of the crown. And then the consciousness would go to the heart of the main deity. Visualize the main deity sitting on top of your crown, and that his heart and your heart are lined up, and you use the treasure vase energy and the consciousness pushed it through the crown and to go to the heart of the main deity and combine with it. And once you have this attainment, you can go to the Pure Land. So this is the Dharma practice to open the crown chakra. That's the introduction. So simple. I have completed 2 Dharma practices now. What else is there? So Guru Padmasambhava Homa, we visualize the mouth of the main deity is the same as the mouth of the Homa fire, the Homa pit. So when you throw the offerings to the fire pit, it's the same as throwing the offering to the mouth of the deity. And sometimes we use the mouth of the heavenly fire god. And so we throw the offerings to the mouth of the fire god, and then the fire god transfer it to the deities. So you can visualize the fire pit of Homa as the mouth of the main deity. And when you place all the offerings to the fire pit, it's the same as making offerings to the deity. That is the meaning of fire offering. And if you want to do purification, then you need to use offerings of white color. And for blessings, you use yellow offerings. For harmony or love, you use red color. For subjugation, then you use blue and black offerings. And the fire pit, they are the cylinder or round, they are half round, they are rectangular or triangular, square or rectangular. So depending on the practice you do, for subjugation you use a triangular fire pit. That's for subjugation. So there's differentiation in the fire pit. For purification, so that's to eradicate all calamities. And blessings is to increase all your benefits and for your blessings and wisdom. And harmony is to obtain love and respect. So harmony, great harmony or small harmony, that's to have great relationships. So the peach blossoms are white, and the peach blossoms are red, and the pear blossoms are white, and around the blossoms are the bees. So that's the Dharma practice for the purification, blessings, harmony, and subjugation. And what's next? Today, the key point is to transmit the Dharma practice to open the crown. Let me see what materials they provided. This material provided by Taiwan Tsang Temple. On January 23rd, 2012, the empowerment is for Guru Padmasambhava, the supreme Dharma practice of purification, blessings, harmony, and subjugation, to shaking the money tree and to open the crown chakra. And in the accomplishment of the rainbow light, number 1 and that includes the writing on the opening the crown chakra. And number 5, and then the book number 51 on the highest Tantra and also the Mahamudra. There is the mudra for opening the crown, and then the key formula of opening the crown on the book number 75, and on book number 91, and book number 167. Listening to the whispers of the heart, that this opening the crown chakra is the swiftest or the best way to be reborn in the Pure Land. So this is quite useless because it doesn't teach you how to do it. So now I would like to transmit this Dharma practice. The origin of this opening the crown came from the main deity of Homa, Guru Padmasambhava. So the mantra that I recited is slightly different. So this is one of the main mantra of Guru Padmasambhava, which is the mantra we chanted during Homa. But the shorter one, this is shorter. If you want to let him be pleased, then Guru Padmasambhava will be very pleased. Why? Because Mandarawa and Ishichogal are the closest consorts of Guru Padmasambhava. The most intimate consorts of Guru Padmasambhava are Ishichogal and Mandarawa, and there are 5 others that are close too, and then another 25 that's around him. And once I asked Jinmei Rinpoche, and he told me, how come there were only 25? He had countless. So the closest one are Ishichoga and Mandarawa. So if you recite this mantra, then he would be very pleased that whatever you pray for on this New Year Day, all will be fulfilled. As long as you please Guru Padmasambhava, then whatever you pray for will be answered. So we all know what is the most pleasing thing on earth. And the happiest thing, and the most wonderful thing, that to be healthy, that everything goes according to your wishes, that you're strong in your cultivation, and that all calamities can be transformed into auspiciousness. That's the best thing for True Buddha School, in True Buddha School. Guru Padmasambhava Guru Padmasambhava was born after Buddha Sakyamuni entered into Nirvana. And he's the founder of Tantric Buddhism. Actually, there are many others, but Guru Padmasambhava is the most known. So, at the time of Sakyamuni Buddha, in Kashmir, Tantric Buddhism is already flourishing. So, at the time of Sakyamuni Buddha, Tantric Buddhism has already flourished. So, the Buddha and Tantrayana are very closely related. And many Buddhas propagate Tantric Buddhism. So Guru Padmasambhava was born after Sakyamuni Buddha left the world, and we could consider him as the founder of Tantrayana. So he is revered by the 4 sects of Tibetan Buddhism, whether it's the red, yellow, white, or the Sakya sect. So Gelugpa, Kagyupa, Nyingmapa, and Sakyapa all revered Guru Padmasambhava. And 500 years after Guru Padmasambhava, Nagarjuna entered into the world. He was in South India and saw Vajrasattva in the Iron Gate of South India. And he was revered as the main deity, or also the lineage guru of Tantrayana in both the Vajradhatu and Dharmadhatu mandala. And another 500 years, that's Biwapa. And some people regard him as a Dharma protector, supporter, and he was the dean of the Nalanda University in India. And after the dean passed away, and he practiced Tantrayana, and he became Biwapa. So we could consider him as the lineage guru of Tantrayana after 1,000 years. And another 500 years later, Naropa was born into the world. And he's the one who transmitted to Marpa. He's from India. And Naropa is considered as the 4th lineage gurus. And Biwapa is the Sakya sect. Nagarjuna is the lineage gurus of many Tantric Buddhism. And then Tsongkhapa, 500 years later, is Tsongkhapa. So Guru Tsongkhapa is 2,000 years after Sakyamuni Buddha, and he is the lineage gurus of the Gelugpa, or the yellow sect. Guru Padmasambhava is the lineage gurus of the Nyingmapa, Nagarjuna, Biwapa, Naropa, Tsongkhapa. So 2,500 years. And after Tsongkhapa, another 500 years. I don't know who. So now, talking about visualizing Guru Padmasambhava. Guru Padmasambhava is the transformation bodies of Sakyamuni Buddha, Amitabha Buddha, and Kuan Yin Bodhisattva. So, for the body, speech, and mind. So, he was very compassionate towards sentient beings. He went to Amitabha Buddha land, and Amitabha transmitted a Dharma to him. And in order to teach the sentient beings to go back to the Buddha land, there is the best practice is this opening the crown chakra. And Guru Padmasambhava, after obtaining this Dharma practice, he came to this world. And then later on, in the 6 yugas of Naropa, one of them is the consciousness transference. And that's actually is the same as this Dharma practice to open the crown chakra. They are combined into one. You take a mark or a sign on the crown chakra, on the tip of the crown. In Tibet, when someone died, you perform the practice of the transference of the consciousness, which is the same as opening the crown chakra, so that his consciousness can leave through the tip of the crown to enter into the heart of the main deity, and then the main deity take him to the Buddha land. As long as your consciousness can enter into the heart of the main deity, you can definitely go to the Buddha land. And in the shortest time, you can open the crown. That's the Dharma that's transmitted by Amitabha Buddha to Guru Padmasambhava. And then Guru Padmasambhava taught it to all sentient beings, which is called the Niguma 6 yugas or Naropa 6 yugas. It's the same. So from Niguma, transmitted to Tilopa and then to Naropa. So the 6 yugas of Naropa. And this is known in all sects of Tibetan Buddhism. So, some practitioners would stick the auspicious grass in that opening, but if you can't do it, then you can use the glue, the grass, or you can use a needle so that it would stick up, and then you stick the needle into the crown, and of course it would stand up, but there's no use. Because in the ancient time, people used that to prove that their crown has been opened, but these days it doesn't work anymore. because you can fake it. There's no need. So you stick something strong inside the grass and then you use a glue to glue it to the crown, and you say that your crown has been opened, then that doesn't mean that you can go to the Buddha land. But if you really can stick the grass into that hole, the opening, then the crown has been opened. So this practice really can let you go to the Buddha land in the swiftest way, the fastest way. As soon as you visualize your personal deity or your main deity sitting on top of your crown, and your central channel is open and connected to the central channel of the main deity, and then you breathe in air, which is the treasure vase energy, and then you push the energy up and you shout. Huh. You shout this and then push it upward through the crown. And two arms lifted up. Lift your two arms up and use the momentum to push it. And shout until the crown can produce a very yellowish fluid. And then you can try to push the grass, auspicious grass, onto that hole. And when you want to let it down, you say ka. He, to push it upward. And ka, to let it down. Oh, my crown now is about to fall. So if you shout every morning like that, people would say you're mad. People may say you're mad, so you should go to a place where there's no other people, and you push it as hard as you can, and shout. But be careful if you have high blood pressure, or high glucose, high cholesterol, hypertension, high blood sugar, high cholesterol. Please be careful, because who knows, if you shout, then you would have a hemorrhage. Then you can't be helped anymore. So don't tell others. Actually, when you're shouting, you're practicing. You push the qi, the energy, to push the consciousness out, the crown. And if you do that, maybe it's easy for you to die young. As soon as once you open the crown, then you can only practice it once a month. But if you continue to practice it every day, then it will be easy for you to die, because you always push it. You push your soul or your consciousness out, and then to the main deity, and the main deity take you to the Western paradise. Of course, that's not bad. It's better than to be reincarnated in the 6 rebirth realms. So you judge for yourself which one is better. Otherwise, you can only practice once a month once the crown is open. don't continue to shout every day. People will think that you're crazy. Talking about that, let me share a joke. There's a nurse at the mental hospital that saw a patient that's writing a letter, and the nurse was curious and asked him, "Who are you writing to?" And the patient said, "To myself." And then the nurse was even more curious. "You're writing to yourself? So what's the content of the letter?" And then the patient said, "Well, how would I know? I haven't received the letter yet. Are you sick?" That's how a mental patient is. Sometimes, as a spiritual cultivator, Simu often called me as a crazy Dharma king. Crazy Dharma king. But we can say that after we've gone crazy, we feel better. You know, sometimes it is better to live our world like that, not to be too serious. If you're so serious, it's too hard. Then you care too much about everything. It's better just to be crazy or to act crazy. See, everybody agree. Actually, this Dharma practice is very fast. Typically, 7 days you can open the crown. There would be a yellow fluid at the tip of your crown. Or it would be protruding or dropping. There's some sign. So if you push the treasure vase energy through the crown, it's very fast. But if you still want to stay in the world, then you should visualize the main deity. Say if he is Amitabha, visualize that his feet is on top of your crown. Then you just push it on the crown, but the consciousness doesn't go out of your body because the feet of Amitabha is there. But if you go out and then you don't come back, then means you have died. Or you can say you entered into nirvana or gone to the Western paradise. So the mantra Ka for descending. And then you shout and use the energy to push through the crown. To push up. He to push up. Ka to descend. So you can do it 21 times. If you're serious about this, you do it until you are dizzy and befuddled and muddled, then you're almost there. So Guru Padmasambhava obtained this Dharma practice from Amitabha, and this is the fastest way to be reborn in the Pure Land. So with only 2 syllables, one to ascend and one to descend. If you don't want to leave the world soon, then you need to visualize the feet of Amitabha Buddha on top of your crown. But if you want to leave the world, then you visualize Amitabha is sitting on top of your crown, and that his central channel is connected to your central channel, and your consciousness entered into his heart. Then you go to the Pure Land. That's the fastest. I remembered in the past someone asked, there was a living Buddha in the Kagyupa. So there were 3 great living Buddhas. One is the 16th Dharma King Karmapa. The second living Buddha is we should say that there was a great tantric school one of the great Dharma kings, and I always forget his name. What is his called? What is he called? You don't know? The red crown living Buddha? Tasituba. That's the place to train the practitioners of Kagyupa. And then there's the third one. He's been to the Master Lona and transmitted Buddha Dharma to China. In Taipei, there was a spiritual center called Gongka. That's Gongka Rinpoche. Someone used a knife, pointed to him and said, "You need to teach me the best or the fastest way to go to the Pure Land." And then Gongka Rinpoche said, "Very fast. And breathe in as deep as you can, and then breathe out. And when you breathe out, breathe all your heart out. Then you would go to the Pure Land." So the Gongka living Buddha said, breathe in as deep as you can. That means the treasure waste energy. And then you breathe out all the chi or all the energy, including your heart, your mind, and your consciousness. But Gongka Rinpoche was very anxious. He only said breathe out, but he did not include saying it through the tip of the crown. You need to push it out through your crown. Then it would be fast for you to be reborn in the Pure Land. You don't breathe out through the nose. Then if you do that, then you still have to be reincarnated, but not reborn in the Pure Land. So what Gongka Rinpoche said was not right. You should leave through the tip of your crown. So Grandmaster used this fastest way. If someone is dying in front of me, then I would help you open your crown and then send you off to the Buddha land. This is the transference of the consciousness. And this is a great Dharma. And Guru Padmasambhava also has this helping the Buddha spirits to be reborn in the Pure Land, including this transference of consciousness. And I would recite this: opening the door to the heavens, close the doors to the earth, to the human world and to the ghost world. And with one finger extended, I ask the main deity to open the door to the heaven, close the door to the earth, which is the opening at the bottom, 2 openings, to close them, and then the navel hole to be closed, that's the door to the human world, and then openings on the face, in the eyes, nose, mouth and ears are all closed, that's the road to the ghost. Then you will not be reborn in the hell animals or hungry ghosts, and not in the human world. So you can only go to the heavenly directions to be reborn in the Buddha land. So this opening the crown, if you have the affinity to be helped by Grandmaster, then I would use this way to open the heaven door and to close all the other doors and to send you off to the Buddha land. So that's the fastest way to open the tip of the crown. You have the main deity or Grandmaster to open the tip of your crown, and it can be done in the flash of a moment. So in the Dharma practice of Guru Padmasambhava, which is helping the Buddha spirits to go to the Pure Land, one of them is this opening the crown chakra. So if you have fruition in this Dharma practice, then in the tip of your crown there's a hole as big as that auspicious grass, and you can even see with your eyes. But Grandmaster's hole is quite big, it's as big as a dime, that it was open when I was born. So babies, when they were born, you can see the tip of their crowns are pulsing, like beating with the heart. And after a while, the skulls start to close, and they close the crown chakra. Then the prior birth and the afterbirth are separated. Then you only have the afterbirth. And by doing this practice to open the crown chakra is to reopen the skull. And when at that time the main deity can enter into you, then that's a good thing. Then you can enter into the main deity, and main deity can enter into you. So that's the oneness. The deity enter into you, and you enter into the deity. That's the fruition of this practice. So now, do you know how to do it? What I say is true, and it's not kidding. there's a man that went to his girlfriend's window and he sang songs, very romantic songs for her. And then she opened the windows and gave him a bouquet of flowers. So he told his friend that he was singing romantic songs under the windows of his girlfriend. And then she threw a bouquet of flowers. So people were very envious of him. And then, but what happened to the bottom of your head? And then he said, oh, when she threw the bouquet, she included the vase. But that's not opening the crown. That's not the way to open the crown. It's not that fast. Even though it is fast, when Grandmaster does it, that's not this practice. That was a joke. So this practice to open the crown is like gold. This is the practice as precious as gold. And gold is most expensive. There was a teacher that told his students, what is, if you put什么放什么东西 on a rainy, windy day, so if you put the gold outside on a rainy and windy day, what would happen to it? And the student answered that it would be stolen. But think about it, that this practice to open the crown is like gold, it's very precious, and it's the fastest way to be reborn in the Pure Land. It's as precious as gold. So, if you want to transmit this Buddha Dharma, or you want to practice this, please be careful. So, treasure with energy, central channel, 2 mantras, 2 syllables, and you need to shake it very hard, a great tremble, and you use through the central channel and to push it on the crown, and you can attain fruition or have something in 1 week at fast or a month, the latest. And you make sure that someone is around to take care of you, because this is a bit dangerous, because maybe you can have blood hemorrhage or something. So anything cannot be extreme, it has to be just right. Today, Master Lian Teng is here. And he only knew this Cantonese phrase, just right. You're fine, everybody's fine, just right. If it's over, it's not good. If it's under, it's not good. That doing this, opening the crown, has to be just right. So, you have to master it just right. If you do this until they're all swollen, or that you have bleeding, then in Chinese term, that's like you have fire in your body. To be that fat is all dangerous. So when you try to push the crown, but you push it to your heart, and your heart is beating so hard, then all of a sudden you die. If you call on Grandmaster, then Grandmaster will definitely save you. So please be careful that is opening the chakra, the crown tip. If you're elderly or middle age, or anyone can do this practice. Everything is fine. Talking about this, there's a starter ring teacher that is watching on the exams, and he saw a student that's cheating, and he said, you stand up. And then all the students stood up because everyone was cheating, not just that one student. He started. So anyone can do this practice of opening the crown. So today is a New Year day. Whether you have money or not, we just get a wife for the Chinese New Year. And then there was this really fat lady next to him and told him, okay, marry me. And then that man said, I don't want to celebrate New Year this year then. So I want to send my best wishes to the single man and woman. Whether you have money or not, it's best for you to marry to celebrate the New Year. What time is it now? 5:23. That's all to this Dharma practice, right? Is there anything else? Masters, all the masters, is there anything that I have taught before that I didn't mention today? Is that the right position? And was that right for the lineage guru sitting on top of the heads and using the feet to stand on the ground? Remember, every time you do the practice, if you don't want to die soon, you need to visualize the feet of the main deity stepping at that tip of the crown. And you push it to that crown, and then with the feet of the main deity pushing down, then you would definitely open the crown. So is this correct, Master Lutzu? And there's also the cross crown, the cross scepter. If you don't visualize the main deity's feet on top of your head, you can also visualize the cross scepter on top of your crown that could push the chi back down. But you don't really place it on top of your head. Otherwise, when you shout, it would fall. You just visualize it. The cross scepter sealing or covering the tip of your crown. But this is not guaranteed. It is better to have the main deity there. That's more guaranteed. But the cross scepter also symbolizes Vajrasattva. You can visualize the feet of Vajrasattva stepping on top of your head, or the feet of Guru Padmasambhava, or the feet of Amitabha Buddha stepping on top of your head, or Kuan Yin Bodhisattva on top of your head. Any one of them is fine. But you can also visualize the cross scepter. You take the real scepter and then place it there on your head, and then you visualize it. So that's one way to seal and close the tip of the crown. Anything else? Right, Simu and Master Lian He from Brazil said it right. If you don't want to die young, you also need to practice the Dharma of longevity Buddha. Recite the mantra of the Buddha of infinite life. Then you can counter your short life. Then now it's 100%. Anything else I missed? For any Dharma practice, you need to add reciting the 100-syllable mantra 3 times. So if your procedure is not complete, you can use the 100-syllable mantra to complete it. So on this first day of the Chinese New Year, I wish all of you great health, that all of your wishes come true, that you would obtain great wealth, that you would prosper, prosper, and prosper, and you would be committed to spiritual cultivation, and that all bad lucks are transformed into auspiciousness of money.